We welcome in Antonio Pierce. And, Coach, I want to begin with the travel to Miami. I thought you nailed it. It wasn't an issue at all with cardio getting there when you did, and the team showed up big.
Yeah, we did. Started fast, 10-7 lead in the first quarter. Guys were ready. No issues with weather or heat or time. Thought we did a good job just adapting throughout the week. We started our days early. We got on the practice field early. Guys were ready to go. And obviously, we had 3 opportunities at the end of the game to either tie it up or win it.
Now, that was a game where there was a lot going on. Challenges, fourth downs, going for it, field goals or not. What did you take away as an interim head coach now going forward? What did you learn from that?
It's just one of those situations where let's start with the challenge, right? I thought that was a great job by our guys upstairs, Matt Sheldon and our staff. Seeing that right away on the field level, I thought I saw it, but they did a good job of jumping on it. We threw the flag, got that one. That was great. We had a lot of situational football, I think, that we all can learn from. Myself, Bo, Aiden, Patrick, our whole team. And then you look at it, like if I would have told you in the fourth quarter we had 3 possessions in plus territory to either tie the game up or whatever we was going to do if we scored a touchdown, either an extra point or a 2-point conversion. On the road, hold that team to 6 points in the second half, 3 turnovers by our defense. Special teams do what they've been doing all year. I don't think many people pick that, right? And I'm proud of us. Obviously it's not a moral victory, but it's the way we grind it. The one thing I took from that game, to be honest, is when I went in after the game, I didn't know what to expect. Right, because we had a lot of highs the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm going to have heads down, eyes down, But no. Everybody was kind of perky, looking at each other in the eye and saying, okay, we just ran out of time. That's how we looked at it. We lost the game, but we ran out of time. Because if that game went overtime, we felt like we were ready to go and keep playing. So, again, a lot of lessons learned, and we'll learn from them and move forward.
The defensive turnovers that you got in that game, stripping balls, I thought the tackling was fast because you knew they had Tyreek Hill and other guys that could get the ball and be gone. I thought everybody just got to the ball quicker than I've seen in the past.
Yeah, we did. And obviously there was 2 plays where we didn't. Yeah. What happened? They scored.
Yeah.
And we knew that going in the game. It was going to be roll call on the ball. We needed all 11. And I thought what they really did, and Patrick Graham and the staff defensively did an outstanding job. And we've been doing this all year, of working on turnovers, stripping the ball, attacking the ball in the air. And that's exactly what we got. And we've done it now the last 3 games. A really good job of doing it, and we need to continue to do that this week.
How was Aiden after the game, the flight back, and then in film study this week? What did you notice from him?
Well, I think after the game, like all of us, you're disappointed. You wish you could have this play back here or there. But like I told him, it's a 24-hour rule for all of us. We got to move forward. Big game coming up this weekend for us, divisional game, rivalry game. Learn from the lessons, understanding, we don't need you to be a superhero. We don't need you to be a superhero. There's plays in front of us to all make, and he'll learn that. Listen, that was his 3rd career game starting in the National Football League. To ask this kid to be perfect and thinking everything's going to go right, and it's always going to be peaches and cream, that's not fair to him, and that's not due justice to anybody. So he'll get better. He had a great day yesterday. He came in like normal, for one of the first guys in the building, one of the last guys to leave, and back to studying on drawing board.
For years here, it's been Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, and Kelsey. Now Tyreek's gone, but you just faced him, and you saw all those type of plays. Let's start off with Mahomes, who can do a lot of damage with his legs, and I think containing the edge is really important with him because Max is going to be chasing him around and coming after him, but on the other side, containing the edge so he can, on a 3rd and 13, run for a first down.
Yeah, see, to me, it's not so much the edge, it's the interior push. So those guys in the B gap, the tackles, everybody being disciplined. We can't get leveraged one side or the other. This is going to be a game like, I won't call him Michael Vick, but when I played against Vick, we called it cage rushing. You didn't go above him, and you kept everything in front of him and try to get your arms up and give him make the tighter throws even tighter. And obviously he can make all the throws. But, it's very challenging. It's the reason why, they won 3 Super Bowls and they dominated the division the last 6 or 7 years.
Kelsey's been stopped with yards but got touchdowns against us in the past. You were a guy that would put your hands on a tight end, and you could stay with a tight end. And now I'm looking at this team completely different with Spillane and Diablo, guys who can put their hands on him, run with him, and the discipline of your safeties to come up and do their job.
Yeah, and like everything. We tried it last year with him. We limited him, but in the red zone, it's like, oh boy. Right. But you got to put your hands on him. He's so savvy, man, and you can never be right because he goes against everything you're going to do. You're high, he's low. You're right, he's left. You know what I mean? So he plays against your leverage, and obviously they have a great chemistry between the quarterback and the tight end. But we got to have all eyes, all hands. We got to be physical with him. We got to understand that it doesn't matter if he's covered or not, the ball's still going to go there. And we just got to play it for 60 minutes.
I know you watched what happened on Monday night where they lost. I looked at Pacheco. He was running possessed in that game. And you just mentioned the interior line. Just to get an arm on him, stop him at the line of scrimmage so everybody can get there because he has a burst if he breaks a tackle.
Yeah, the mad runner is what I call him. I mean, he runs angry. He's violent. He's fast. He's the Energizer Bunny for their team. When he gets going, it's a whole different animal for the offensive line. They protect better. They're coming off the ball better. I mean, so that's going to be a key element for us, obviously stopping the run, doing a good job. And then really, no different than last week, it's got to be roll call on the ball because you see a lot of that first tackle element, he's making you miss or he's running through you. So it's going to be really critical that our guys on the second and third level do a good job of coming downhill.
Coach, you're sharp with a lot of things. You're very aware of the media, and they've been beating up Kansas City for drops. But what I noticed is those receivers are open. It's not like they're contested. They're dropping some balls when they're open. Yeah. So how do you handle that? Because they are getting open. They do have some drops. We've seen their second half stats, but they can flip that in any game. They're still so dangerous in the passing game.
In a game like this, with two teams that know each other, that dislike one another, all the stats, all that stuff doesn't matter. Right. That's all out the window. It doesn't matter. I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a violent game. We anticipate them coming with their best on a short week. Andy Reid, who I've went against as a player over 20-plus times in my career, always has his teams ready and prepared to go.
That's fascinating to me with all the times you were in film study as a player and looked at his offense. Has it really changed a lot from McNabb in Philadelphia to what he's doing with Mahomes?
No, he just spread it out a little bit more.
Okay.
He was a little bit more West Coast with two backs, flooding the formation, heavy loaded to his right or left side, purely West Coast. But when you got a guy like Patrick Mahomes, the whole field you got to cover, right? All 53 and 100 and plus yards on the length of the field. It's unique to see, though, because, you think he's a passing guy, right?
Yeah.
But then you look at the stats last week, I mean, they rushed for over 150. You look at him each and every time. When they get the running game going, he wants to be balanced. He sets it up. It's an RPO system. He's adapted to the college game and the NFL as well. And he's adapted to his players and to his quarterback, who does a really good job of understanding what's in front of him.
You have a lot of respect for Coach Spagnuolo. Tell me your history with him and the type of coach he is and the man he is.
Yeah, me and the little mad scientist go all the way back to 2007. When he first walked into the building as a Giant defensive coordinator, was there for 2 years prior. And then he comes in and he kind of just changes the whole outlook of our team defensively. And he brought that aggressive Jimmy Johnson style from the Eagles to us, heavy pressures, overloaded. But what he did, more importantly for me and our team, I believe, and our defense, was just the belief in us. The connections that he made, not only with myself and Strahan, but, those first two games we had with him, we were a bad defense. Yeah. Over 1,000 yards in total, 80-plus points. We got embarrassed by the Cowboys and the Packers, and he came back in after that third game and says, "Listen, I believe in you guys. We'll get this right. We're just going to keep fine-tuning and chopping wood, and I'm going to dial back on some things." But just his belief and his ability to gather everybody together, keep everybody together, and talk in such a way where you never felt like he was talking down to you, but more importantly, he was uplifting you. And obviously, it's a man I respect. I've talked to all last week. I can't talk to him. We made an agreement, gentleman's handshake. We won't talk this week, and we won't talk before the game. We'll talk after the game and get a little hug there.
Yeah.
But it's a gentleman who's very dear to my heart, and I respect a lot.
One more player as we wrap it up on our side, Hunter Renfrow, the emergence of him again.
Crazy
really
legs.
Important to the fans that he gets going, and he is getting going, coming into arguably, they're all big, but our biggest game of the year at home.
Yeah, no, crazy legs, man. It's just, you watch that run the other day, he's like, you don't know where he's going, you don't know how he's doing what he's doing. It's not very fast, but it's efficient. It's good to see him happy. It's good to see him smiling and loving football again. That's what I'm proud of and excited for him. Because you watched him being here, for 2 years and just watch his morale and just seeing him kind of, and when he gets going, it kind of uplifts everybody else, which is the damnest thing, But I'm excited that we're obviously finding ways to get him the ball because he is a special player.
On the football side of the building, that's one thing. A lot of us don't see it, but I was on the other side of the building. Everybody's fired up. The way you're communicating with them, and you understand the entire organization from the top to everybody who works here.
Yeah, bottom up. If you're going to have a winning organization, a winning program, a winning building, and a winning culture, you need everybody with all hands on deck. And I think that's something that, I've learned throughout my years, both professionally and off the field, doing my own business adventures, that you got to have those you got to have that mindset. You got to include everybody. At the end of the day, we're all bought into it. We're coming to work happy. I'll get the best out of you, right? And you get the best out of me, and then we'll see where the chips fall.
Finally, the fans. I love the fact that you're embracing them, the call to action, 4-1 at home, 4 in a row. A big one. Getting on top of this rivalry and taking control of this rivalry coming out of Thanksgiving. The message to the fans who are coming in full force.
Well, listen, I saw it last year when Kansas City came in this building, and it was disappointing because there was a lot of red in the building.
Yeah.
Well, it can be that way. So I'm asking Raider Nation, our fan base, our alumni base, everybody come blacked out, that black hole get rocking and rolling. As I always say, you show up and we'll show out.
Happy Thanksgiving, Coach.